Pero look what I found here. Good morning mga boss, this is BossTL again, and welcome to another episode of BossTL's DIYs, reviews, and first impressions. Today we are at KTM Quezon Avenue to feature a bike which I think is one of the most handsome beginner bikes available in the Philippines today. This is none other than the Husqvarna Svartpilen and Vitpilen bike series. So come on, let's go! So who is Husqvarna? Husqvarna is a Swedish company, a very old one, which started producing motorcycles in the early 1900s. So medyo matagal na siya. In its long history, ownership of the brand changed hands several times already. From the original Husqvarna, it was bought to become part of MV Agusta in 1987, then by BMW in 2007, until finally KTM bought Husqvarna back in 2013. Husky, as it is commonly called, didn't actually make street bikes up to the point when it got sold to KTM. Husqvarna concentrated on making trail bikes, so more on the enduro bikes. That being said, when KTM decided to produce new bikes for Husqvarna lineup, the bikes actually inherited a lot of stuff from the KTM. Same frame, same engine. Their suspensions came from KTM partners like WP, but unlike the Duke, which is a street sports bike, Husqvarna decided to take the modern retro concept for their bike models. Most likely, this was taken to differentiate them from the ultra sleek styling of the current KTM models. Here in the Philippines, KTM released 3 variants of their Pilen series: the 200 Svartpilen, the 401 Svartpilen, and the 401 Vitpilen. So, just to let you in the know, the Swedish term Svartpilen directly translates to black arrow in English, while the Vitpilen, on the other hand, is a translation of the term white arrow. So as you can see, there are only 2 colors for these bikes, black and white. Likewise, the Svartpilen bikes are built as scrambler bikes, while the Vitpilens are set up as cafe racers. You could actually see the 3 variants here available in display in KTM Quezon Avenue. On the aesthetics department, the Husqvarnas are really standout bikes with their retro feel with modern touches. By itself, it looks to be a custom bike out of the get-go. For example, if one would customize a Duke 390 for a retro look, ganito siguro kalalabasan nun. In its stock form, pwede ka na sumali agad sa DGR, which is normally held annually for classic bikes. It is already a complete package, aesthetics-wise ha. If meron man akong papalitan dito, I would probably change the round side mirrors that come stock with this bike and replace them with bar and side mirrors to complete the look. But that's just me. The bike comes with a flat LED headlights, which makes the bike stand out. Very cool looking, looks pretty much like an aftermarket. With other bikes, they usually replace their headlights with a round headlights to make it more retro, but this one comes stock with this bike. This bike already comes with an all LED signal and brake lights. By the way they are designed and incorporated into the overall aesthetics, they didn't take away the retro feel of the bike. Very good design. Also, in keeping with the retro look, it already comes with a tail tidy with a built-in rear splash guard. Neat, huh? One of the things you will notice in this bike is the retro instrument panel. It is rather small, not a TFT display as that of the Duke, but still a digital gauge mimicking a retro gauge look. It also has a super moto mode somewhere there that switches off the ABS mode in the rear wheel. As mentioned earlier, Husky bikes got their frames and engines from the KTM Duke series. Reason why they say they are practically the same bike. The power plant of the bikes is the same engine as that of the 390 and the 200. Same engine specs and power output. The only difference we can see from this model is the way they configured the exhaust system. Instead of having the exhaust pipe go around the top of the engine just like in the Duke 390 and 200, these models had their exhaust go under the engine. Likewise, they made these bikes Euro 5 compliant already by giving them two catalytic converters. Here near the front and another just before the muffler. Somehow this made the exhaust a bit quieter and the torque a bit restrained. Well, that is according to the KTM folks. Suspension at the front is an upside down WP Apex 43mm fork. Unlike the versions released in other countries where they had a fully adjustable front and rear suspensions, the version released here in the Philippines are same as that of the Duke. Unfortunately, non-adjustable front suspension and a preload adjustable rear suspension. Although they have the same frame as that of the Duke, the seat height of the Vitpilen bikes are higher than that of the KTM Duke by about 1 to 2 inches. This is a bit disadvantageous to short people. To compensate, they made the foam of the seat a bit thinner. This unfortunately will be hard on your butt, particularly on long and bumpy rides. It is also noticeable that in a way, the seats are a bit slim, same as that of the enduro bikes. Not sure if this is to somehow compensate for the increase in height. As you know, the wider the seats are, the more you spread your legs, hence harder for you to reach the ground. Or they made it slimmer so that it will be easier to grip the tank with your legs during off-road travels. Probably both, but your guess is as good as mine. Just like the Duke, the Pilen bikes are still equipped with Bosch dual-channel ABS, 300mm disc at the front and 230mm disc at the rear. They are a bit heavier than the Duke bikes by around 10 kilos. And sadly, a smaller gas tank at 9.5 liters only, so you'll have to gas up more frequently on your travels. The first variant of the Svartpilen lineup is the 200 Svartpilen, Husqvarna's equivalent of the KTM Duke 200. So most features of the Duke 200 can also be found in this bike, such as the 200cc KTM engine and the signature underbelly exhaust of the Duke 200. With this Svartpilen, you'll be getting a scrambler setup with the scrambler handlebars and the dual sport tires. Svartpilens come equipped with 8-spoke alloy wheels and dual sport tires. With the 200 Svartpilen, they come with the MRF Rev Z dual sport tires. They are made in India with tire specs of 150 60 17 at the rear and 110 70 17 at the front. Like those in the Duke 200 stock tires, they have this reputation of being slippery, so you might want to consider changing them. And a good thing to note, Svartpilens do have a tank bag rack. This is pretty handy to tie down your luggage to your bike while maintaining that retro look. So no need for the modern tank lock that can be found usually in modern bikes. The riding position of the Svartpilens are similar to that of the Duke, an upright position. And to distinguish a 200 Svartpilen, the word Svartpilen is embossed on the side of the tank instead of 401, which is reserved for the higher displacement variant of the Svartpilen. By the way, Svartpilens are black arrows if you translate it. Naturally, it comes only in black. You can get the 200 Svartpilen for an SRP of 175,000 pesos. The higher displacement variant of the Svartpilen is the 401 Svartpilen. This variant is Husqvarna's equivalent to the Duke 390. It has most of the aesthetics similar to that of the 200 Svartpilen, except for the branding at the side of the tank, which shows 401 instead of Svartpilen. And instead of an underbelly exhaust, it comes with this all-black canister for its muffler. Again, the 401 Svartpilen comes equipped with an 8-spoke alloy wheels and a very good set of dual-sport Pirelli tires with tire specs of 150/60/70 at the rears and 110/70/17 at the front. You can get the 401 Svartpilen for an SRP of 295,000 pesos. Among the Pilen bikes, the 401 Vitpilen is the one with the racing genes. It is a cafe racer bike. This variant is Husqvarna's equivalent to the RC390, and it has the most distinguishable and very aggressive riding stance of the KTM RC390 bike, with the same clip-on handlebars used by the RC390. Still has the same 401 branding at the side of its tank, but this time it comes in white. Vitpilen anyway stands for white arrow, so it follows, right? Unlike the Svartpilen, the Vitpilen has a sleek design with a tank bag rack, not found in this bike. Also, it comes with a one-piece seat, unlike the two-piece seats of the Svartpilen, for that clean look. Likewise, being a road bike, it comes equipped with the 5-spoke alloy wheels wrapped in Metzeler Sportec M5 tires, similar to that of the Duke 390, with tire specs of 150/60/17 at the rear and 110/70/17 at the front. It also comes with this black stainless steel combination for its muffler to go with the sleek styling. You can get the 401 Vitpilen for an SRP of 315,000 pesos. Alright, so that is our first impression of the bike. So we have here Sir Jay of KTM Quezon Avenue. Sir, can you give some good words for our subscribers?
Hello guys! Bali sir, yung mga units po natin is much better na po na according to sa price because it's already assembled in Santa Rosa, Laguna.
So assembly lang dito sa Pinas. So at least that in itself made the price of the bikes more affordable to us.
Yes,
that's good news. Sir, the last time I heard, nagkakaubusan ng stock.
Yes po. Medyo malakas talaga sir yung demand ng bikes natin today sir.
So what can we do to have ourselves a unit reserved for us?
So you can get your reservation, drop by lang po kayo sa amin or message nyo lang kami sa aming Facebook page, KTM QF and Husqvarna Motorcycle Quezon Avenue para makapag-transact po tayo.
Right. So yun guys, si Sir J again ng KTM QF. Thank you sir. So yun, unfortunately, walang test units available for the Huskies right now. Magkakaroon sila ng test demo units sooner. So most likely, balik tayo pag meron ng available. But then again, you could come here at the showroom ng KTM Quezon Avenue and KTM BGC if you want to see the Huskies. They are better in person than in pictures. So hopefully you could actually visit the KTM Quezon Avenue and BGC to view the units, right? Hello guys! So we're done with the review. We talked to the people of KTM Quezon Avenue. So shout out to Sir Jay, Sir Jed, and Sir Jonas, and also to our good friend Sir Chris Bautista of KTM Philippines. As I mentioned, we finished with our first impression, first review of the Svartpilen and Vitpilen series ng Husqvarna. So yun lang for the time being. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to click that like button. And if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe to BossTL PH and click that notification bell to be notified of any new uploads that we have. Alright? So yun, as I always say, stay awesome, stay safe. See you in the next episode. Bye for now.
being